We made cards and we did thank you cards to all those people that help us. I will talk about tubing. So, like, tubing was great in that my parents didn't fall off.
What is tubing? Tubing is.
Tubing is like there's this boat that's tied to a boat and it pulls you but you have to lean back and try not to fall off, but sometimes yeah.
I'm going to be talking about the activities that we did at Power Time. Our activities were tubing, as Ashley said, and there were team courses, which was you had like maybe one cabin or two cabins, and you would do these courses like the person in the front would, lead everyone else with their eyes open, but they couldn't talk, and everyone else could keep their eyes open, but talk, but couldn't keep their eyes open. And then there was rock climbing walls and tree courses and paintball shooting, archery, fun stuff like that. And first I just want to say thank you for all your prayers because they were needed and we all stayed safe.
And our counselors were really nice and they encouraged us to speak about any of our testimonies or anything that we went through, especially after the service, about what we learned or anything that we didn't understand. Because for me, our speaker, I didn't really understand what he was talking about, so I had a lot of questions, and our counselor would always help us with that.
I want to talk about how my counselors and how God gave me the confidence to go up on the bonfire and talk about how I wanted to be closer to God. And my counselor, he showed me how I could be closer to God by showing me a demonstration about how we are the light and that we can make an impact on this world. And that just made me change my whole life and a lot.
Wow.
Well, I'd also like to thank you guys for your prayers. We could really feel it. I'm so cry because it was just, whoa.
It was just so amazing to feel how the Holy Spirit was with us all the time and just how powerful it is. Okay, so our speakers were the Holcombs, Becca and Becca and Dane Holcomb. And they were our mission speakers. And we had missions time in the morning right after breakfast. And they shared stories. About what they had learned overseas and stuff like that, and what God had showed them through other people. And the stories that they shared is just, it's so overwhelming to hear what people go through over, and just how people die for their faith. And it's really sad, but I just thank God for those people who go out and share the gospel and just show those people the light that they really need. And then our pastor, the pastor that spoke, did the sermons was, what's the first name? I just know his last name, Mr. Champion. And my grandparents know him fairly well. And the sermons were great. our topic was all about what God is. And so on the back of our t-shirts it says, I am, and we listed like different things that God was and the characteristics that he was. And it was just, it was just very overwhelming. And when I go to camp, you usually feel the Holy Spirit like touch you really hard. Usually there's that one special time where God just pours into you. Well, it was after every service. And that's what I want for my life, not just to go to camp once a year and feel the Holy Spirit, but to feel